everyone!
Hello, hello. We're not complete here today, but we have you, so it still feels all better. I'm Paolo del Rosario. Let's get you up to speed with some news that you could use right now.
Hey there, beautiful people! I am Anne Asis-Carilo. Join us for the next hour and a half as we kickstart this day with laughter, good vibes, and a whole lot of positive energy.
Nawala lang si Mo! Nakalimutan mo na yung pangalan mo!
No! Because the prompter says, thank God it's Friday. So what? Monday na Monday, but thank God it's Friday.
Sobrang Lunes na Lunes. Excited ka na ba para sa weekend? Grabe, okay lang yan. But you know what? For those wondering, wala po si Mo today. Not feeling too good. She spent way too long taking care of dogs.
Yesterday.
In Potion Project in Bulacan.
She volunteered. So they bathed dogs. Nilinis nila. Nagbuhat-buhat sila doon and everything. So I think that got most of her energy.
Yeah. So she needs,
over the weekend.
She needs a bit of help, well, a bit of rest rather after all of that. Kaya, you know.
Alam mo, sayang, she should have gone to work kasi ma-energize siya ng halo-halo.
Ma-energize siya ng halo-halo.
Yes.
Because we have special halo-halo today. In fact, we have award-winning halo-halo today. How often can you say that? Because Danica Lucero is making a return to the show.
Yes, that's right.
Of course, we're also having Diane Ventura later on via Zoom. And of course, we'll get some updates also coming from Department of Agriculture later. Yan medyo mas seryoso. Not halo-halo related. Chicken related. Yeah, tama.
Halo-halo rin. Halo-halo are topics for today.
Halo-halo yung mga topics natin.
Yes, that's right.
I agree.
I'm excited to talk to Diane later because we're talking about the Eraserheads documentary.
Yes,
and I'm excited for that. Isang weekend lang yun, Pao. We gotta catch it.
This is so funny because I can now honestly say that generation natin to.
Yes!
Yung Eraserheads, medyo wide.
Nakaka-relate naman sa akin this time.
Medyo wide kasi yung range ng Eraserheads eh. Like,
timeless.
Grade school and high school ko yun eh. So,
grade school and high school.
Kanina nga, di ba? They played Bonnie Bailey kanina dito sa studio. At nung nalaman ni Anne na 2005 siya at high school ako, when that song came out na Ever After, she just
crazy.
died.
I was already working.
Yeah.
I was already a radio DJ that time. And you were just in high school.
I didn't know what to do in my life. Dati, bago pa lang yung aircon sa mga schools. Lalo ko yan yung biggest issue namin dati. Uy, may bagong gamit dito sa classroom.
Oh my goodness.
Wala nang electric fan. Pero that was just one of those things back then. But yeah, even without Mo, we got a jam-packed show. Excited to start things up.
That's right. And we are going to give you some news that you can use this morning. We start with something for the motorists. You better gas up now because we are expecting mixed movements at the pump this week. Gasoline prices will increase from 40 to 70 centavos a liter. Prices of diesel may be slashed from 10 to 20 centavos per liter. No price movements for kerosene are expected this week. The Energy Department says oil supply problems are one of the reasons behind the mixed adjustments. Catholics around the world pray for Pope Francis as Vatican says he remains in critical condition while battling double pneumonia. On Sunday, the Vatican explains the Pope, who was admitted in Rome's Gemelli Hospital, had a tranquil night, was alert, and had rested after having respiratory crisis and blood transfusion. Here at home, the Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Philippines says now is not the time to talk about who could be next in line to the 88-year-old pontiff.
I don't think we should be talking about the election of the Pope right now. What is, I think, proper is to talk about the healing, well-being of Pope Francis. Kasi kung pag-uusapan natin yung tatlong cardinal doon, voting, sa conclave, parang we're getting ahead of the story. Wag naman sana.
Now, what will the weather be like today? Let's go find out. Paolo gives us the latest forecast from Weather HQ. Take it away, Pao.
Thank you so much, Anne. Will there be more sun or more rain? We'll find out because today 2 weather systems are expected to bring distinct weather conditions across the country, including scattered rain and intense heat. Now, the northeast monsoon affecting northern and central Luzon will continue to bring cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and isolated thunderstorms over the Cagayan Valley, the Cordillera Administrative Region, and over in Aurora. Now, this weather system will also result to partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated light rains over the Ilocos region, Central Luzon, Metro Manila, and the Calabarzon area. Now, the easterlies will bring cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms, rather just rain showers, in Sorsogon and in Masbate. Now, let's take a look at Visayas and Mindanao. Well, the easterlies will also bring cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms to areas including Eastern Visayas, Central Visayas, Negros Island region, Capiz, Iloilo, Caraga, Davao Oriental, and Davao de Oro. So practically this entire region south of Luzon. Now, these areas will experience moderate to heavy rains, which could lead to flash floods or landslides. Now, for the remaining parts of the country, the easterlies will bring warm and humid conditions, which could lead to intense heat. So it is important for residents to stay hydrated and wear light clothing to avoid heat-related illnesses. Now let's take a look at the sea conditions. A gale warning is in effect for the northern and western seaboards of northern Luzon, particularly in Batanes and the northern coast of Cagayan. Wait, medyo nabitin na ito. Batanes. Alright, so mariners in these areas are advised not to venture out to sea as rough to very rough sea conditions could cause waves up to 5 meters high. Back to you, Anne.
Thank you so much, Paolo. In other news, Congress allocates 500 million pesos more to the country's Calamity Fund this year, which now stands at 21 billion pesos. Quezon City 4th District Representative Marvin Rillo of the House Appropriations Committee says 10.7 billion pesos will go to relief and rehabilitation, 9.7 billion will be used for infrastructure damaged, and 1 billion pesos earmarked as survival fund. Different government agencies will also be provided with quick response funds. A new survey shows most Filipinos aged 18 above are in favor of AKAP, or the Ayuda para sa Kapos ang Kita program of the Social Welfare and Development Department. A non-commissioned survey by Octa Research shows 69% of participants believe that the program is effective and timely. Support is highest in Luzon at 74% and Visayas with the lowest at 63%. The survey also shows those in favor mostly come from urban areas than rural areas. The interview was conducted face-to-face among 1,200 respondents from January 25 to 31.
The Philippine Health Insurance Corporation, or PhilHealth, reiterates dengue patients can avail of aid whether they are hospitalized or not. Officials say patients can avail of its Consulta program, which offers free checkups and covers laboratory tests. Outpatient benefits are also available for those with severe symptoms and requiring emergency care. Benefits for hospitalized patients have also been increased. Mild dengue cases will now receive 19,500 pesos, up from the previous 10,000 pesos, while severe cases will receive 47,000, an increase from 16,000 pesos. Over 43,000 cases have been recorded since January, which is 56% higher than last year. Most cases are concentrated in Calabarzon, the National Capital Region, and Central Luzon, with many affected patients being children aged 5 to 14. The COMELEC is aiming to release election results by 8:30 p.m. on Election Day. COMELEC Chairman George Garcia made the claim after a memorandum of agreement was signed by the poll body along with its telecom and mall partners to ensure a fast and successful transmission of votes. SMART will distribute 80,000 SIM cards, while Dito Telecommunity will provide 40,000. For areas without Dito or PLDT coverage, 7,000 Starlink units will be distributed by I1 Resources. The country's top mall chains are also partnering with COMELEC. This agreement will ensure the implementation of mall voting in 52 precincts across different parts of the country. As of now, 55% of the ballots, equivalent to 39 million, have already been printed for the 2025 elections.
President Bongbong Marcos led the nation in commemorating the 80th anniversary of the liberation of Manila. During the ceremony in Taguig City, Mr. Marcos paid tribute to the sacrifices of Filipino and American soldiers to ensure the country's freedom.
I would like to believe that even if we gather to commemorate the liberation of Manila year after year, as our predecessors before us, our deep respect has not faded, nor will it ever fade. Our deepest respect for the soldiers who suffered, for the soldiers who lost their lives as they marched more than 60 miles from Bataan to Tarlac during the infamous Death March, for the thousands who never saw the light at the end of the tunnels in Corregidor, for those whose lives and families were changed forever by war, and of course, our deepest respect for the veterans who are here today, veterans who come regularly and whose numbers have dwindled over the years.
The president reaffirmed the Philippines' commitment to peace and regional stability. He also pointed to the strong alliance between the Philippines and the U.S., citing upcoming joint military exercises like Balikatan as a testament to their enduring partnership. U.S. Ambassador to the Philippines Mary Kay Carlson also paid tribute, saying freedom was hard-won and would not have been possible if not for Filipino and American soldiers, as well as civilians working together.
The Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Philippines says faith played an important role in the 1986 EDSA People Power Revolution. CBCP spokesperson Father Jerome Sequiliano tells BNC's weekend agenda. A mass was offered at the EDSA shrine 2 nights ago, with the image of Fatima brought to EDSA in 1986. As to those saying the People Power anniversary is now being whitewashed, this is what he has to say.
Ako bilang rector ng National Shrine of Mary Queen of Peace, ang papel namin dito is kung paano natin mape-perpetuate yung diwa ng EDSA sa pamamagitan ng paggamit natin ng pananampalataya at ng simbahan. So it's not about talking politics. It's not about parang pamulitika tayo dito kasi EDSA revolution yan. But it's all about using faith to evangelize the realm of politics, especially now.
The Philippine Hotel Owners Association is banking on a tourism surge, with plans to add 40,000 hotel rooms across the country in the next 5 years. Executive Director Benito C. Bengzon Jr. says the $250 billion investment signals strong investor confidence, but warns that infrastructure gaps, particularly in air travel, must be addressed to sustain growth. FOA, which represents 227 hotels with a current inventory of 40,000 rooms, is set to double capacity by 2030. Bengzon stresses that seamless air connectivity is crucial as the country's archipelagic nature makes it reliant on international flights.
In our case, our visitors have to fly. So that is going to be one key challenge, to make sure that the air access continues to be addressed properly. And of course, related to this, we have to make sure that our airport infrastructure is also world-class. Apart from that, we also have to make sure that connectivity within the country is as seamless as possible. So we have to make it as easy as possible for our tourists to move around the country once they enter our main gateways.
Baguio City in full bloom over the weekend for the Panagbenga's Grand Floral Float Parade. Hundreds of spectators filled the parade route, stretching along Session Road and the main streets of Baguio. A first-time attendee is United Kingdom Ambassador to the Philippines, Lobo Fees. At the forefront of the procession is the Grand Lead Float presented by the city government of Baguio, followed by 42 floats which showcased an awe-inspiring array of floral design and creativity and community pride. Among them is the Regasco LPG float that features the Bilyonaryo News Channel, Abante Radio, and Mellow 94.7 BFM.
You know what? I'm concerned hindi tayo na-invite to be on that float.
I know!
Kasi I would have dressed up as a flower.
Seriously?
Wouldn't you have?
Maybe colorful.
Colorful, here what?
But not really a flower.
Kasi-
As in, maglalagay ka ng headpiece with like petals and
Yeah, why
everything?
not?
Ooh!
I would be
Sayang!
I would be a sunflower. I have a sunny personality.
Okay.
But wala si Mo today. She would...
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
I'm a supportive partner. Okay, yes. You would be a great sunflower.
No, why not? Diba? Or ganyan lang tayo, diba? Or we can have like petals on our hands. Tapos
Pwede.
whenever we need to be a
Petals
flower.
here sa face and then leaves for hands.
Oh, mukhang,
Right?
parang Plants vs. Zombies ka. I mean, pero,
Alam mo kaya tayo hindi in-invite? They knew that was coming, so never mind daw.
never mind. All right, back to more news here as we go into sports. Now, the final window campaign of Gilas Pilipinas in the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers end on a losing note. Now, New Zealand exacted revenge on the Philippines with a masterful display from long range in their Group B rematch Sunday in Auckland. Final score 87-70. Tallbacks clobbered Gilas with 13 triples compared to the Philippines' 6. Now, New Zealand's defense also contained Justin Brownlee, who scored 39 against Chinese Taipei to just 10 points. Now, the Philippines ends the qualifiers with a record of 4 wins and 2 losses. Up next for Gilas, the FIBA Asia Cup itself in Saudi Arabia, which tips off in August. From the hard court overseas, let's go to the tariff flex here locally. National University remains the top dog so far in UAAP women's volleyball in season 87. Now, the reigning queens had to overcome a tough FEU ladies Tamarao's team on Sunday at the Mall of Asia Arena in Pasay. The Lady Bulldogs escaped in 5 nail-biting sets. NU rules the standings with a perfect 3-0 win-loss record, while FEU slides to 1-2. In the first game, the Ateneo Blue Eagles barged into the win column at the expense of the UP Fighting Maroons. The injury-hit Blue Eagles swept the first-round edition of the Battle of Katipunan. Ateneo now has 1 win and 2 losses, while UP remains at second place at 2-1.
In entertainment, pageant season has officially kicked off with Miss Universe PH releasing the contestants' official headshots. 69 candidates will vie for the 2025 crown and become Bulacan's Chelsea Manalo's successor. The roster includes a few pageant veterans like Ileana Aduana, Winwin Marquez, and Atisa Manalo. Miss Universe 2013 third runner-up Ariela Arida now leads the organization as its new National Director for Training and Development. Details for the coronation night are yet to be announced. Meanwhile, Lea Salonga's latest collab is generating buzz on social media. The theater icon shook TikTok as she sang the Milan hit Reflection with the platform stars Jonathan Tilkin and Anthony Gargiula. Watch this. The mini rendition of Reflection has received 9 million views and counting on Jonathan's TikTok page. Anthony left a comment saying, and I quote, "The real Milan, I'm crying, we love you, Lea Salonga." Critically acclaimed Filipino theater actress Rachel Ann Go giving her 2 thumbs up as well on the TikTok post. Pop star and former Pussycat doll Nicole Scherzinger says, quote, "Perfection," with a teary-eyed emoji. And theater star and singer Jeff Go says, "Birthday ni Miss Lea pero bakit kami ang may regalo?" Miss Lea recently celebrated her 54th birthday last February 22.
Ang galing talaga ni Lea Salonga, no? I mean, like, siguro may future siya dito. No, pero grabe, I mean, like, such a, you know, for anyone who grew up in Disney, But the fact that she is the voice of so many iconic songs, iconic movies.
Yes.
Iba talaga. There's a reason why she's like in practically the Hall of Fame of Disney actors because of her contribution. Grabe talaga. It's not just the theater stuff. It's also basically growing up to her voice.
Yeah, I grew up listening to her music. I know I made cuento about this before when we had a guest and we talked about Lea Salonga when she was younger.
Yeah.
Ay, hindi, with Ferdy yun. I remember we had that conversation.
Oh, you can have the conversation with me now.
Yeah,
since
kasi
also
we had
Ferdy.
yung mga vinyl ni Lea Salonga when I was a kid. And then she played Annie.
Yeah, she
and
did.
then she sang that I am but a small voice.
Yeah.
And I grew up listening to that music, her music. And then seeing her now and seeing that reel, my goodness.
She's just world renowned. I remember when Hamilton was such a big deal, and then she came out in New York alongside Lin-Manuel Miranda to talk about yung Filipino ex ni Lin-Manuel Miranda. And then it was really fun. And then obviously she did a few songs as well. Pero iba talaga, Lea Salonga sa parang walang kupas eh.
Wala talaga. Her voice is just timeless and it has always been there, the strength in her voice. Tingnan mo naman, she's just sitting on the kitchen counter and sounding like that.
Napaka-casual eh, no?
Casual.
I mean, I would to be fair, if I were any of the other guys there, I would be shaking already with the opportunity to perform
That's true,
with Lea. Pero grabe. By the way, also note, none of them are wearing shoes, okay? Sobrang casual. Alright, ang galing.
Maybe yan yung technique to reach the high notes.
Ganun ba?
Shoes.
Subukan nga natin. Yan.
Sige nga, go,
Subukan nga natin.
Who is that girl I see? Go, Pao.
Hindi ko kaya. So, you know what? Speaking of classic, we got something classic here today after what we felt was a classic episode of It's a Beautiful Day. We actually had a great guest in Danica Lucero because she had an award-winning halo-halo. And we're gonna have more conversations about that and the sample. Oh my goodness. Up ahead, culinary student and winner of the Gordon Ramsay in Manila Mini Cooking Challenge, Danica Lucero, joins us live in the studio, and she is bringing her Gordon-approved halo-halo. We'll also talk about the Michelin Guide and the late culinary icon Margarita Fores. Don't miss it. It's a Beautiful Day. We'll be right back.
Good evening, I'm Pinky Webb. Tonight we ask the questions, we tackle the issues, we clarify matters. How about the voucher program first? So, what's your coordination with the local government unit? What is the problem in our education system? It might be a little hard to monitor this, but there has to be ways. Why do you think the president had this particular stance?
Impeachment is not a people's issue.
Pinky Webb is always on point.
Ciao, mabuhay. You are watching The Word Exposed.
Prepare our hearts as we dive deeper into our faith and receive the strength from God's Word. Join Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle as he shares the reflection we need for the rest of the week.
We pray that the Word of God would find fulfillment in your life and His blessings be always upon you.
Every Sunday, 7 a.m. with replays at 3 p.m.
And welcome back. You're still watching It's a Beautiful Day. Now, 2025 is just getting started, but it has already been an eventful 2 months so far in the local culinary scene, although on a bittersweet note for some. Now, it's an eventful time with the visit of the acclaimed celebrity chef Gordon Ramsay, as well as the arrival of the Michelin Guide here in the Philippines. But of course, we also have to recall the unexpected loss of a beloved culinary icon in Margarita Fores. Now, Danica Lucero, culinary student and winner in Gordon Ramsay's in Manila Mini Cooking Challenge, joins us once again this morning to catch up over her Gordon-approved halo-halo. It's a beautiful day, Danica, and you too. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you po. Good morning. It's a beautiful day. Thank you for having me again.
back,
po. Thank
Danica.
you.
All right, Danica, just gusto ko lang ikwento to all our viewers out there na right before we actually started the segment, magsisimula na si Anne. She was about to go ahead with the halo-halo.
I was gonna mix it na, para ready na. Diba?
Mukhang ready na naman eh.
I mean, hello, how can you just resist? You cannot. This is award-winning halo-halo, ladies and gentlemen.
And we've all seen the award when it was won. But all right, Danica, first and foremost, let us start out with this. Can you kindly explain to us once again, for those not familiar with this halo-halo, what is special about this and anong inspiration mo?
So it's exactly what I did dun sa competition. So we have 7 components. We have nata de coco, sago, makapuno, and langka that's been cooked with dulce de leche.
Ooh.
And for our milk mixture, I have a coconut cream base. And we also have leche flan, pinipig, and of course, the kamyas compote.
All right, so can pa-zoom in naman kay Anne? Okay, I have not touched the halo-halo. Pero ito, look at that. Ready na. All right.
Can I?
Yes.
Yeah.
How was it?
This is so good.
Wait lang. Wait lang, excited na ako.
Go, Pao. Do it.
Speechless. Sir Pao.
What is this?
Dito nangyayari,
the brown thing.
na-speechless ako.
Is this the langka cooked in?
No,
or
no,
this is the kamyas
that's the
compote?
kamyas compote.
It's
Yes.
fantastic.
No, this is different. I mean, like, syempre may idea tayo sa halo-halo, right? Na
Yeah.
it's minsan overly sweet. Pero ito,
Very refreshing.
yeah,
Yes.
mas complex yung lasa. In a good way. And of course,
I wish nga there was more kamyas compote on mine because I love how it...
may feedback bigla.
Oh no, because I love
More
how
add-ons,
it...
yes.
Oh, I love how it really balances out the sweetness. Kasi sa first bite mo, you'll taste it sweet and then
Yes.
you'll taste that sourness from the kamyas compote. It's
No,
so-
what I love about this is that a lot of people are going to say, oh, napaka-elevated to, kamyas compote, they don't have a chance to taste it. But then you actually have started making a little business out of this.
Yes.
And it's now available online. Kamusta naman yung feedback and yung stress mo trying to meet all of the orders?
So far, sobrang dami kasing nagme-message sa akin. Right after nung competition, ang dami nagme-message, pwede po ba namin matikman, binebenta mo pa. And during that time, I think nasa high pa kasi ako nun. So hindi pa siya nagsisink in yung mga nangyari. So a month after, nag-decide ako to finally sell it. So okay naman siya. Sobrang stressful kasi syempre, one-man team ako, pero I have a few of my friends and family na from time to time, if free sila, tumutulong sila sa akin. So, from palengke to mixing the kamyas compote sa packaging, pag-source ng mga gamit, ako lahat yon. So, very stressful siya.
This is the first time you're actually putting up your own business?
Yes.
Wow, really?
Yes, first time ko magsisell.
Wow. So, what have you
Amazing.
learned so far?
Kailangan mo ng help, yung pala yun. Hindi mo siya magagawa alone. Oo. Kahit sobrang taas ng pangarap mo, hindi mo siya magagawa alone. You need help and it's okay to ask for help. Yun talaga yun.
so everything they can order online.
Yes.
Tong halo-halo.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So, of course, we have a lot to talk about here, but let's plug that already. If they want to go and taste award-winning halo-halo, how can they reach out to you? How can they access this?
I don't have a branding pa for my halo-halo, so wala pa akong own branding page. So they can access they can go to my Instagram page, so it's at Danica Lucero. And I have there the order form posted in my bio. So, very limited slots lang siya. So, kung nawala yung order form dun sa bio ko, ibig sabihin, sold out na po siya.
Okay.
Okay, that's so great.
You know
again,
what, Pao? This deserves a Michelin star.
Alam mo,
I feel like this deserves a Michelin star.
sabi transition mo, I was about to say na, alam mo guys, get in the ground floor because you never know how far this could go. Deserves the Michelin star.
Yes.
All right, so pag-usapan na natin yan. I'm sure you heard the news.
Yes.
Michelin star, the Michelin food guide is coming to the Philippines. Gonna go to Manila,
I
to
think
Cebu.
they're already here.
I think na they've been here for a while. Hindi naman sinasabi eh.
Yeah.
Feeling ko They're secretive. I don't know.
Baka
They're like a
nag-order na
secret
sila sa'yo,
agency.
hindi mo alam.
Baka nag-order.
Oo nga.
Right?
Actually.
Yeah.
Walang physical store, yung IG page mo yung Michelin star. But of course, how big is that para sa'yo for the culinary scene?
It's very exciting for the Philippine cuisine. And again, na-feel ko yung same rush na na-feel ko nung andito si Chef Gordon. Kasi it's a big thing. Hindi lahat, I mean, not all countries pwedeng mabisita ng Michelin guides.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm excited for the Philippines. Yeah.
Do you have any personal picks?
Yes, actually, yung top 3 ko is, first, syempre, Toyo Eatery.
Okay.
So, Chef Jordy has been pioneering Filipino food for years now. And I love how they have the kamayan setting.
Right.
So, yes, it's a high-end restaurant, pero pwede kang magkamay.
Yeah.
So, I love how they don't hide our culture. And I guess that's something that's worthy of a recognition.
Yeah.
And number 2, Métis.
Okay.
Yeah. Alam ko, nasama din sila sa top 50 Asia's Best.
Okay.
So, I love their caramelized ensaymada. So, their take on Filipino food is very unique.
I'm listing down the names. Okay. And then, yung pangatlo mo?
And yung pangatlo ko, ito maiba naman, hindi siya degustation setting, yung tasting menu. It's Crosta Pizza, if you're familiar.
Yeah, I love Crosta.
Yes, although it's not Filipino in food, but it's a Filipino
Filipino business.
pizza brand.
Yeah.
And it's very unique, yung flavors nila. Sometimes they put cherries, so in pizza, very unique. And yun, worthy then of a Michelin star for me.
I love Crosta.
The
Yeah.
thing with Michelin stars is not just, minsan hindi lang about the food. It's about the service, the
Right.
experience, and all of that. When you look at that aspect of it, in that value of siguro of service, just sa palagay mo ba, Filipinos might have an edge on that? Kasi
Yes.
sinasabi nga natin that Filipinos and hospitality
Yes.
are basically, it's basically in our blood, sa DNA natin.
Yes, ako personally, more than the food, pag pumupunta ako sa restaurant, what I try to look at is yung service. Kasi if bad yung service, if bad yung approach sa customers, regardless of how good the food is, I won't come back. Kasi yung restaurant scene, it's serving food. I mean, it's serving experience. It's not just serving food. It's an experience pag pumunta ka dun sa restaurant. So, dapat tinitake into account din yung pagiging hospitable. And I think Filipinos have an edge in that.
Si Anne, di na tatanong kasi
No, I
kumakain
have
lang
a
siya.
question now. Grabe kayo!
Don't worry, I'm halfway done. Go
No,
ahead.
but you know, one of the Michelin-worthy restaurants are yung restaurants ni the late Margarita Fores,
Yeah.
right? We have Luso and Chibo. I love Chibo. You know, Danica, as a culinary student, what was your reaction when you heard about the passing of Chef Margarita Fores?
It was a shock to everybody. Actually, nakita ko siya just minutes after pinost ni Amado, her son. So, at one point, I had to double-check if it was a fake account or not. Kasi there was a moment of disbelief. Kasi sobrang
Right.
biglaan. And actually nga, parang that morning, nung in-announce yun, I was at farmer's market. So, naghahanap ako ng kamyas compote and one woman there recognized me. Sabi, ay, ikaw po yung sa ano. Kasi bumisita din si Chef Gordon dun sa farmer's market. So, pinalo na din nila yung news about Chef Gordon. And yung isa doon, namukhaan ako. So, kwento nga nila na dumaan daw sila with Chef Gordon and Chef Margarita, ganyan-ganyan. And then, hours after, pagka-uwi ko ng bahay, yun yung nakita ko. So, it was really shocking kasi na-excite ako eh. Feeling ko sobrang daming ideas pa ni Chef Margarita for the Filipino cuisine.
You know what?
Sorry,
we were
my
talking
mouth is
about
full.
that.
I couldn't
We were
answer.
talking about that with Mo when we did the news on Margarita Fores, right? It was so shocking. It was so sudden. We were just seeing her photos on news articles online, right? And then this happened. It was really so surprising. What can you say about the legacy that Ms. Fores has left here in the Philippines?
Chef Margarita is a very notable name in the industry. So I knew of her name even before I was a culinary student because of her well-known restaurants.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it was only during my culinary days when I truly grasped who she is as a chef. So she's more than just a chef and a restaurant owner. She's an advocate for Filipino cuisine. Everywhere she goes, she brings the Filipino food with her. And I love how rooted she is in our country. And at the same time, how generous she was in introducing us to different cuisines, like Italian cuisine, for example. Yeah.
No, it's so interesting because when she passed, it felt like the culinary world, hindi lang sa Pilipinas eh. Like there were people who flew in from Italy just to attend her service. People overseas in the United States also were paying tribute or also grieving. It feels like when you take a look at we know the impact locally ni Margarita Fores, pero nagulat ka ba sa international impact niya?
Actually, yes. Although alam ko na meron siyang mga awards before, like Asia's Best Chef noong 2016. Pero feeling ko, mas dun ko nakita kung up to what extent niya dinala yung Filipino food nung nakita kong pati yung mga ibang international chefs affected dun sa loss ni Margarita.
And she has been such an inspiration to so many people in the culinary scene, right? What piece of inspiration, Danica, did you pick up from Miss Fores that is applicable also to other up-and-coming culinary professionals like yourself?
I think now na nagtatry ako magtayo ng business, I think yung pinaka-advice or yung tip na nakita ko din from Chef Margarita is being confident in your true Filipino flavor profile. It's not something you need to water down just to impress the international scene.
Right.
You just have to be confident kasi we have so much good food here in the Philippines.
Yeah. And speaking of, once again, I just want to do a status check on the halo-halo. So because we shamed Anne so much for eating, hindi na siya kumain. Ako,
I'm saving it for
paubos
later.
na.
Pero pag commercial break tayo, tsaka ako kakain. Nahiya ako eh.
Danica, we're so happy that you brought this along and so happy for sharing your thoughts. Good luck sa business mo. I know it's just starting. Wala pang ang branding.
Yeah.
Baka it's a beautiful halo-halo. Baka pwede yan.
Pwede.
So, again, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you
Really
po.
appreciate you being
Ito
here.
yata yung first public appearance nung ano.
Yes, actually.
On TV, first
TV.
televised
Thank
appearance.
you po. Only on It's
Tayo
a Beautiful
nagmasimuno.
Day. Yeah.
Danica, thank you so much again for coming.
Thank you po. Maraming salamat.
Thank you, Danica.
All right, so later on in the show, we'll speak with the Agriculture Department about its plans to curb the entry of poultry from the United States due to the bird flu. Now, It's a Beautiful Day. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Everybody's entitled to his opinion. Pero pabor ako sa anti-political dynasty. Ngayon, doon sa sinasabing disqualification case sa amin, partikular ako, si Ben Bitag Tulfo, hanggat hindi malinaw yung batas, hanggat hindi lumabas yung sinasabing batas na magmumula sa Kongreso, Senado, maraming nag-attempt na rito. Hindi ko maintindihan kung bakit hindi ma-implementa. Siguro hindi pumapasa. At this point, Article 2, Section 26 of 1987 Constitution. Sinuri namin yan, the state shall guarantee equal access to all opportunities for public service and prohibit political dynasties as may be defined by law. So, para sa akin, hanggat walang malinaw na batas, enabling law, sino mag-i-implement yan?
Ito po si Father Nono.
Ako po si Father Fiel Pareha.
Ako si Risa Singson Kaupeng.
Kape at pandasal na po tayo. Ito po si Cardinal Chito Tagle.
Welcome back. You're still watching It's a Beautiful Day. The outbreak of avian influenza or bird flu in the United States has led to the import ban of poultry and its products from some states. To give us an update, we have with us on the phone Agriculture Assistant Secretary Arnel de Mesa. Magandang umaga po. Thank you very much for joining us.
Hi, Paolo. Good morning. Magandang umaga po sa lahat ng nakikinig at nanonood.
Well, Sec, let's start off first with the import ban po from some of the products coming from the United States, especially with the bird flu affecting some of yung mga products po nila. Just how much are we affected by that in terms of yung supply po natin when it comes to eggs and poultry products?
Paolo, nagkaroon tayo ng import ban sa 4 states ng US. Ito yung Illinois, Minnesota, Ohio, and Wisconsin. Dahil na rin dun sa meron silang outbreak ng H5N1. Ito yung highly pathogenic avian influenza. In terms of volume, actually medyo malaki yung sa US in terms of poultry meat. But meron naman tayong alternative sources. So okay lang naman. Tsaka consistently nagkakaroon naman tayo ng mga ban kapag merong mga ganitong outbreaks coming from other countries.
Sir, preemptively, the DA has already made moves to address yung global a threat of a global bird flu outbreak and of course price surges all over the world. So far po ba, masabi po ba natin na hindi po in danger yung egg supply natin dito? If I'm not mistaken po, there was one report that did suggest that baka by April this might be an issue.
Excuse me, meron tayong cases ng bird flu sa bansa natin. But it's sa ngayon talagang maganda yung control natin. In fact, right now, unlike the African swine fever, ngayon wala tayong active case ng nitong bird flu. The last time na nagkaroon tayo sa Pandi, Bulacan. So, in terms of egg supply, actually, we have, at the moment, oversupply pa nga ng eggs. And yung naunang nabanggit, na by April, magkakaroon tayo ng shortage, it's just parang active response ng DA to ensure na hindi mangyayari ito because na rin nga ng sobrang cases ng bird flu sa United States. So, right now, we're doing everything para masigurado that we'll
Sir, for those who are not familiar po with how bird flu can affect humans po at kung bakit apektado yung supplies when it comes to poultry when there is a bird flu outbreak, can you give us more information on how the virus can be transmitted to humans and animals and what should be done preventing infection po?
Yung avian influenza can be transmitted from infected animals to humans, but there are very rare cases of transmissions between human to human. So, ang talagang medyo in danger would be those who are tendering yung kanilang farms directly, so yung mga farm workers. But sa ngayon nga, wala pa tayong cases ng animal to human cases dito sa ating bansa.
Sir, are there any government-approved vaccines to help spread the disease?
Meron na tayong ongoing ngayon, under trials nung vaccine for bird flu. And like doon sa vaccine natin for ASF, it's ongoing ng review ng ating FDA.
Sir, last January po, naka-outbreak or at least reports sa Camarines Norte of bird flu. Of course, the question will always be, has that been completely controlled already? And of course, are there any other areas the Agriculture Department is monitoring for this highly pathogenic disease?
Yeah, that was monitored in Talisa, in Camarines Norte, and it was controlled already. And based on our surveillance around the affected areas, wala na tayong nakita pa na case uli na sumulpot. So, wala na tayong problema doon. In fact, wala na tayong bagong case or new active case ng bird flu of any strain sa ating bansa.
Sir, ano po mga simptomas from the poultry itself when it comes to bird flu? What are we looking for when we are worried about yung avian bird flu po?
Just like any ng ordinary flu, talagang high fever, masakit yung for humans yung mga masakit ang katawan, and then of course yung cough and cold, pero most likely talaga mataas ng lagnat.
Sir, sa poultry mismo po, how can we detect the bird flu amongst our poultry?
Ano yan? Talagang sudden death din sa mga poultry natin. So mabilis din yung pagkalat nito.
Sir, your message to the public right now who are worried about bird flu and of course how it can affect yung poultry supply po natin dito sa Pilipinas?
Again, I just would like to assure our countrymen na controlled yung cases ng bird flu sa ating bansa. No need to worry about the supply. In fact, ang poultry subsector natin ang nagko-contribute sa growth ng agri-sector. For the past how many quarters and years, consistently tumataas yung production natin ng poultry and yung eggs natin. And it's safe to eat and consume yung ating poultry products, but nevertheless, it's always advisable to cook them properly. Good morning and maraming salamat po.
Thank you so much po. That is the Agriculture Assistant Secretary Arnel De Mesa. Maraming salamat po. Heavy snowfall persisted along the Sea of Japan coast on Sunday due to a strong cold air mass. Streets and buildings in Minamiunuma were blanketed in thick snow with more snowfall expected through today. NHK reported that Onuma City in Niigata Prefecture recorded snow depths of 382 centimeters. The Japan Meteorological Agency issued warnings across several regions advising residents to stay vigilant for potential traffic disruptions and snow-related accidents. Residents navigating flooded streets in Botswana, where flash floods have claimed the lives of 7 people, including 3 children, and displaced thousands across the country. In response to more than a week of heavy rainfall, authorities have temporarily closed schools and blocked certain roads. In the capital, Gaborone, where the local dam was overflowing, cars were swept away and properties were inundated as emergency teams prepared for additional rainfall in the coming days. Disaster management officials pointed to inadequate drainage in urban areas as a factor contributing to the flooding in some of the most affected low-lying regions.
The Eraserheads left an indelible mark in OPM. Now the legendary rock band aims to reclaim the narrative in their upcoming documentary, Combo on the Run. We'll speak with its director, Diane Ventura, after the break. It's a beautiful day. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome back. You're still watching It's a Beautiful Day. Decades after their initial disbandment, the Eraserheads remain one of the most influential forces in OPM. Now, a new docu-film takes fans behind the scenes of the Fab Four's reunion in 2022 and more for one weekend only, from March 21 to 23. Joining us is Diane Ventura, Director of Combo on the Run, live via Zoom from Berlin, Germany. It's a beautiful day, Diane. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
I know it's 1 a.m.
Good morning over there.
Yeah, 1 a.m. over there. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today and talk about Combo on the Run. Now, Diane, what inspired you to take on this project and tell the story of the Eraserheads through a documentary?
I think I've mentioned before that this wasn't a premeditated plan to. There wasn't a premeditated plan to make this documentary. It happened very spontaneously and intuitively. I think I was at one of the rehearsals and I felt that something important was happening because this was right after the pandemic. People were coming out of that isolation, and there was also some the polarization from the elections, and here comes the guys reuniting again after such a long time of having such a having tension between them. So something was happening, and I thought that it was important to document it.
Yeah, it was so interesting. You said you felt that something was happening over in rehearsals. Is there any particular moment there that you could share with us? I don't know if it's going to be in the documentary itself, mind you, but then was there a specific moment that said that, okay, we have to do this because it feels like such a magical moment, and I kind of want to get more detail on that?
I guess, having knowledge of the inner workings and the personalities behind the band, I think, at least just for me, it was personally fascinating to see these grown men get together in a room and sort of go past their differences. At least, albeit only for a specific moment in time to have this reunion, but during the course of preparing for this, there was a change in the dynamic somehow, and sort of I kind of wanted to capture it, something like this.
I'm curious, Diane, how did the members react to this? Were they all open to the idea of this documentary?
I think they were just coming out of, like I said, particularly, everybody, the whole world was coming out of a particularly turbulent time where there was a lot of time for reflection. I'm not sure if that contributed to them being open to things or being open to talk about things, or maybe it could have also been that enough time has passed and there was distance that changed their perspective on things, because I know they're notoriously they're notorious for their aloofness. So it was also quite surprising for me, I guess, that they were able to sit down and talk about really difficult things that, the normal people that are not notorious for being aloof have, they're able to do that. I was incredibly lucky to have been able to get that and capture that truth.
What do you feel is the fresh take that this brings in? Because there have been a lot of works or examining the Eraserheads, their time together, and even from everything from news articles to documentaries to fan-made works. What fresh perspective do you feel that Como on the Run will bring the audience when they first see it?
I think this is different, and I would say probably more definitive because, like I said, it's the guys reclaiming their narrative. So most of the things we know about the guys are mostly hearsay or speculation, especially the information revolving their breakup and also their tumultuous relationship. But hello?
Yes,
we're here.
Yes, we're here. We can hear you.
Yeah, so I think that this is just this is very different from the other features about them because it's actually them that's narrating what happened to them. So there's a personal touch to it. It's unfiltered. Nothing is swept under the rug, and everything gets talked about. The things that they deflected for such a long time, it's coming from them, straight from the horse's mouth. So that's the biggest difference, I think.
Diane, you have a personal history with the band. How did you balance being a filmmaker and having a history with them? Was it easier or harder for you to tell their story objectively?
In a way, it was both easy and also difficult. I guess easy because I have a bit of knowledge of the relationship and the dynamic, and so I think it was easy to sort of navigate the coverage and the questions that I was going to ask them because I knew specifically what went on during that time, but difficult at the same time because, of course, there is a personal relationship definitely, but I guess the way that I approach things for it to be objective was that I just kept in mind that this is them revealing their truth. And as a filmmaker, my only job is to set the stage for them to have that, to feel comfortable enough to divulge, to disclose that. And I just wanted to honor the truth that and their narrative that they wanted to reclaim. So yeah, just that adhering to journalistic integrity also. I think that was my sort of compass, and, yeah.
It's so interesting because when you ask someone stories about from way back when, minsan, you don't remember it the same way. Were there any moments wherein when you remember something and they say something completely different, how was that moment for you personally as a filmmaker? And of course, how did you try and find yung truth nga when you reach a moment like that?
Yeah, it's an insightful question. I need time to think about it, but I think yes, there were moments without revealing too much. Like there were moments where there was the same exact experience that everyone went through, but somehow each one had a different perspective on it. And again, the truth, even though they had different perspective on it, there was no one right or one wrong perspective. I think it's just the way they kind of perceived that particular moment that spelled the difference between their like what opinions they held on it. I know that sounds so complicated, but for example, there was like there was something that happened, like there was a concert that that Raymond sort of planned after Ellie had a heart attack, and I think at that time, like Ellie thought that it was insensitive, the idea, but actually when we sat down and spoke with Raymond, he said that having done that was his way to cope with the grief and the immense emotions.
Mm-hmm.
So so the intention behind things, I think, because it was not articulated, conflict sort of ensued. Pero like I said, the difference in perspectives at a glance, pag una mo nakita, akala mo bawat isa tama yung iniisip nila. Pero actually tama naman, pero kung nag-uusap lang sila, parang malalaman nila na there was pure and intention behind things, and something like this.
It reminds me of you're basically looking at the same thing, pero may apat ka na lenses that you're going to go through.
Yes.
And all of them are the same image, but they look different in every photo that you take. I think that's what you're trying to get at. But at the same time, Anne,
exactly.
we were talking a bit about you were talking a bit about yung background niya with background ni Diane about her filmmaking, and of course also having music related projects as well.
Mm-hmm. With your background, Diane, in filmmaking and music related projects, how did your directing style influence this documentary?
I'm sorry, again?
How did your directing style influence this docu-film?
I don't know if I have a style, but I think that, well, this is my very first documentary. So previously, I've only been doing narrative features, and I guess I've only been watching like crime documentaries, so yeah, I'm not really like, but not having had experience and coming in without any preconceived notions, I guess, allowed me some sort of freedom to navigate this in a very personal way. Like, yeah, something like this. I think there was nothing that there was not really like a specific film or specific style that influenced or guided me in making this film. It was more, it's very like a personal somehow, like this. The style was developed while I was making it.
You know, Diane, the journey of Eraserheads all throughout the years wasn't entirely about music. It was also about friendship and tension, right? Conflicts and creative differences. How did you decide how much of that yung i-highlight mo here in this docu-film?
I think I just really step back and listen to what the guys were allowing themselves to reveal. And so sort of intuitively, like I felt what was important to them. And I guess I used that as my sort of compass in sort of selecting which ones I needed to focus on. Yeah.
Dan, you know what? I know it's 1 a.m. there, and there's gonna be, and we want to give you your rest. But at the same time, before we go, my generation, Anne's generation, we're gonna line up to watch Combo on the Go. We'd all love it, and this I have a feeling though that the new generation would also be really curious. If you're going to invite the new generation of OPM fans, of Philippine music fans, to come in and check out Combo on the Go, what would be your one-sentence invite to have them over?
Oh. This is difficult. Can it be more than one sentence?
Okay, sure. Go ahead.
I guess it's not just about the genius in their like work or music and their legacy. I think this film is about being human. I tackle the highs and lows and the mistakes and the triumphs. And I think being human is something that resonates with all of us. So I think if not for the music, to just come see what, you know, what being human, what connection is, and the importance of like expression and communication and vulnerability is, especially like at a time when, you know, people are so conditioned to you know, to antagonize and polarize those that, you know, that hold different beliefs or values. I think it's sort of a good film to glean a lot of insights from.
Thank you very much, Diane Ventura, director of the Eraserheads docu-film Combo on the Run. Thank you, Diane, for your time.
Please get some rest, Diane. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you too.
You know, if I had one sentence to use to invite them to watch that docu-film, it would be, gusto mo bang sumama?
Tagline ata yun eh. But, no, tama yun though.
Diba?
Tama yun.
Gusto mo bang sumama? That's perfect.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think that would be great. If it were showing only in Baguio, sasabihin ko mag-drive ako. But then, it won't just be open in Baguio. But of course, excited to see it. And that's a big part of growing up, really. Especially here in the Philippines. Sila nga yung Beatles ng Pilipinas. What people are saying, right?
I can't even think of another band that comes close to the legacy of E-Heads.
Legacy, yeah, I think will be them.
Yeah.
But then I think older heads might say, oh, yung Apo Hiking, yung Asin.
Yeah.
They did say that,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Oo, but then of course, it could be just a generational thing. But at least for our generation, itong Eraserheads.
I'm glad that we're in sync about
kasi,
this.
Kaya absent si Mo eh. Kasi siya lang yung hindi maging in-sync eh. Sasabihin niya, ano ba in-sync yung ano siya? More in-sync siya.
More in-sync. Tayo in-sync siya. Okay, anyway, guys, let's go find out if you're gonna be lucky today or unlucky. Let's find out from Feng Shui Master Hans Kua in our horoscope of the day. Take it away, Master Hans.
Good morning! It's a beautiful day with me, Master Hans Kua. Ito po ang ating horoscope for the day para sa araw ng Lunes, February 24. Para sa mga Year of the Rat, ang focus sa detalye ay magdadala ng mas magandang resulta. Red at 3. Sa Oksamana, subukan magnegosyo gamit ang online selling platforms upang technology to your advantage. Yellow at 8. Kay Tiger naman tayo, panatiling malinis ang katawan upang maiwasan ang infection. Blue at 5. Kay Rabbit naman tayo, maglaan ng oras sa pag-gym o mga home workout. Importante yan. Green at 1. Kay Dragon naman paratilihin ang professionalism sa lahat ng financial transaction. White at 7. Kay Snake naman iwasan ang masyadong maalat na pagkain para maiwasan ang kidney problems. Pink at 6. Ito naman! Save the Horsey, magandang panahon upang maghanap ng bagong opportunities. Purple at 9. Kay Ship naman subukan ang breathing exercise upang maiwasan ang anxiety. White at 7. Kay Monkey naman ang consistency mo sa pagtitipid ay magdadala ng magandang bunga. Orange at 4. Kay Rooster naman tayo, iwasan ng stress sa trabaho sa pamamagitan ng tamang time management. Gold at 2. Kay Dog naman isang meaningful na gesture ang magpapalakas ng inyong samahan. Silver at 8. At Safe to Pig naman regular na mag-exercise upang mapatanitili ang tamang timbang. Silver at 8. Paalala lang, ito po ay gabay lamang, patnubay lamang. Ang tunay na swerte ay nagsisimula sa pagiging totoo. Ako po, si Master Hans Kua.
Breathing exercises daw. Thank you for that, Master Hans Kua. Thank you, but up next, guys, we will get down to the science of likability in love and in business. Coach V shares her secrets to being charming in today's Love Hacks. Stay tuned. It's a beautiful day. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Don't hold your breath.
I think there are still a very small fraction of our employees that think that they can get away with it. And that's being investigated. There are systems in place to identify some of our personnel are still engaged in this illicit activity. And if they're caught, they're being prosecuted and dismissed from the service. Most of it are being smuggled at the southern part of the Philippines where, of course, there are open seas. And it would be a little bit of a challenge for the Bureau to guard them. That's why we've worked with the Philippine Navy and the Philippine Coast Guard to guard our open waters because sophistication in smuggling activities of syndicates and other unscrupulous persons have pointed out to smuggling in the high seas already.
Magandang gabi, ako po si Pinky Webb. At ako naman si Corina Sanchez Rojas. Simulan na natin ang agenda. Hawak na ng Korte Suprema ngayon ng isa pang petisyon para ipatigil ang impeachment trial ni Vice President Sara Duterte. Tinuturing na deadliest year ang 2024 para sa mga mamamahayan. Hindi naman papatinag si Senate President Cheese Escudero sa mga nag-uudyok sa kanya na simulan na ang impeachment trial. Sa bawat issue, may anggulo at ang balita may agenda.
Hey there, welcome back. You're still watching It's a Beautiful Day. Do you want to level up your charm game? Don't worry, we got you covered. Dating coach V. Antonio is back on the show for Love Hacks. Take it away, coach.
Good morning, loves. It's a beautiful day. Coach V here, bringing you a brand new day and a brand new way to level up your love life. Welcome to Love Hacks. Ever noticed how some people can just walk into a room and instantly win over somebody and win over the crowd while others seem invisible and unlikable? Loves, in business, being likable can mean more opportunities, more sales, and stronger networks. In dating naman, it can mean more connections, more attraction, and better relationship. So today, we are breaking down the science of likability and how to make people instantly drawn to you in business and in love. Do you like that?
Importante yung in business kasi Bilyonaryo News Channel tayo.
That's right. They need to like us.
They need to like us.
Yes, everybody.
Oo. We have to be charming.
Yes, and love also is very important because that's the foundation of happy life. Kaya, Pao and Anne, did you know, loves, that the secret to popularity pala isn't about being likable. It's about liking more people. Yes, in fact, a Harvard study found that the most popular person in school wasn't the richest, the funnest, or the best looking. It was the person who liked the most people. Ibig sabihin, pag mas marami kang nilalike na tao, mas marami ding nagkakagusto sa'yo as a person. Isn't that amazing?
Minsan problema nga yan when you like too many people. But then, this is good. I'm just saying.
Nag-iintay ako ng explanation mo.
Alright, go ahead.
And this is good if, for example, you're running for a position and you want to have a very good network. So, when you genuinely like somebody kasi, this is the explanation behind it, no? Their brain automatically perceives you as more likable. So, thanks to the psychological loop, they call this reciprocity of liking. Mapapansin mo sometimes when somebody tells something good about you, you say, I love them, I like them too. But if you hear somebody say, I don't like Coach V, the tendency is like, I don't like them back either. And so, the next time if you're worried if somebody likes you, just flip it and tell them something great about them and make them feel liked. You know what, loves? There is a formula actually to being charismatic. And it's called warmth and competence. Ibig sabihin, if you have the combination of being a warm person but at the same time you're competent, you are likely to have that charisma na tinatawag nila. Okay, so before we dive into more hacks, let's talk about charisma. Okay, so being charismatic isn't just being friendly. It's about balancing yung warmth tsaka competence. Ano sabihin ng warmth? Warmth means that you make people feel seen and more connected to you. Competence naman, it means that you make people trust you, respect you, and take you seriously. So what are the mistakes that some of the people make? They lean too much on one side. For example, if you're all warmth but no competence, people may like you, but they're not gonna go to you for opinion or expert advice. No? If you're all competence naman but no warmth, takot naman sa'yo yung mga tao. They will respect you but they will not feel connected to you. Now, so I have a question. Pao and Anne, what do you think? Are you leaning more on the competence or the warmth? Very quick.
I think I'm a bit more warm. People find me scary. I'm big.
So you're more warmth?
I guess.
You're leaning towards warmth?
I think I'm leaning towards that. How about you?
How about
Maybe
you?
warmth also.
Warmth as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
So
okay.
what's beautiful about this, at any time, we could just balance it. So if you feel like, oh, I'm being too warm at work, then maybe the next day, boost a little bit on your competence side. And then if you're too strict naman sa trabaho, then the next day, maybe you can be more friendly. So that's how you become more charismatic daw.
Okay.
So loves, today I'm going to show you 5 science-backed ways to instantly boost your competence and warmth para more charismatic tayo. So you can win in love and in business. So are you ready? Okay, let's go. So the first tip would be what we call the candy effect. This is why giving makes you instantly more likable. There's actually this social experiment that found that waiters who gave customers free mint o kaya naman chocolate, their tips increased by 23%, just because people subconsciously like those who give. And so, a small unexpected act, offering a mint, for example, holding the door, or remembering a detail about somebody, it makes people feel appreciated. So it increases your warmth. Now, for tip number 2, for those who are dating, this is what you call the micro flirt. And this is how to make anyone feel special. But you can apply this to your date or to your existing loved ones, no? Asawa or partner. Now, psychologists found that a quick raise of the eyebrows and followed by a gentle smile makes people feel like you're secretly interested in them. It works in business to build rapport, and also in dating, of course, to create chemistry. So how do you do that? Instead of just saying hi, you could just say hi. So you quickly raise the brows and then you smile. So try it next time when you meet somebody and watch them how they will naturally smile back to you because it increases warmth.
Expert si Pao
Yung may
dyan.
ganon?
Coach, yeah.
Can you do it, Pao?
Sige, Pao, go.
Nagdawa ko na kanina eh. Wala.
Sige, we will watch that later. So, di ba, instead of just like your smile, kailangan pala may eyebrow para mas warm yung dating. Now,
sa batang 90s kasi we're all fan of the Rock dati eh. Yung kilay niya.
Ayun.
Yan, there.
Yan.
Wait, yan.
Pero Pao, dapat daw sabay and very subtle kasi pag isa lang.
Sabay?
Yes.
Wait lang.
It's
Come
like
on,
this.
pabalik nga.
Oh, sige nga, patingin. Pao, less than 1 second. Hinold mo naman.
That does not look warm at all. That looks scary.
Talo sa competence, talo sa
Oh,
warmth.
sa warm. Wala na yung charismatic goes out of the window.
Comical eh.
So if you want to level up yung high nyo pa, idadagdagan pa natin ng another tip, and you call this the secret hand signal. So it will help you become more trustworthy. So again, helps in business and in dating. So people who talk with their palms are slightly up are perceived as more honest and more warm daw. So for example, if I say, you should trust me, while my hands are hidden, it feels off compared to if I say, you should trust me, with my palms slightly up, it feels more genuine and it feels more warmth, right? So even in Zoom calls, instead of saying like, can you hear me? Can you hear me? The first thing that you should be doing in Zoom call is, hi, because for less than a second, a person could already decide if you're trustworthy or not by just seeing your hands. So keep your palms visible during conversations. It subconsciously signals, I have nothing to hide. So it helps boost your warmth and competence.
Sobrang importante yung less than 1 second. Kasi if you miss the less than 1 second
Absolutely.
note, and then use 2 eyebrows and you open up your hands,
That
looks like a meme.
Oh,
sabay ngiti. Sorry, go ahead.
Pao, the rule is a few seconds lang.
Oo nga eh. Or less than 1, sabi mo. Diba? Less than 1.
Yes.
Pwede rin.
I'm gonna ask your girlfriend nga if that look worked on her.
Oh, no. Buti na nag-guess na siya sa akin. No? Kung hindi, baka wala. Alright, let's go.
Now, for our 4th tip, loves, we have what we call the competence pause. How to sound more powerful in your conversations? Ganito. So have you ever noticed that powerful people don't rush to respond? They take their time. Research shows that people who pause before speaking are perceived as more confident and intelligent. So, if I say, I think, well, maybe, I guess the answer is yes, it sounds very uncertain, very low in competence. But if I pause, then say calmly, yes, that's the best strategy. It feels stronger. So the next time somebody asks you a question, take a breath before answering. That silence makes you look more composed and powerful. That competence goes up. And for our last tip, this is my favorite because this is the easiest. All you have to do is just to repeat something. This is what you call the 3-word reflection. This hack makes people feel heard. Madali lang siya, loves. Want someone to feel deeply connected to you kahit sa business meeting or on a date? Just repeat the last 3 words they say. So if somebody says, I'm really into hiking lately, instead of just saying, cool, me too, you could say, oh, so you're really into hiking lately. So by just repeating the last 3 words of what they're saying, that person subconsciously will feel like, oh, this person understands me. So watch their face light up when you use this tip.
Watch their face light up. I mean, just looking.
Go ahead, Pao.
Diba? Oh.
Daming input ni Pao.
Ang galing nun.
Okay, sige, Pao.
Did you not see what I just did?
Yeah, he just applied
I just
the tip.
did it. I just applied it. And it works. And your face lit up. Guys, it works. Okay, it works.
Galing ah. In conversations, katulad ng ginawa ni Pao, don't just listen. Reflect back what they said. It makes people feel understood. So your warmth factor increases. Remember, loves, the most charismatic people in the world balance warmth and competence. Warmth makes people feel safe, connected, and drawn to you, while competence makes people trust you, respect you, and want to follow you. If you want to win in business and love, stop thinking, do people like me? Instead, start asking, how many people did I help feel seen? If you found this helpful, comment your thoughts on Bilyonaryo News Channel's Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. This is Coach V giving you real talk about real love. Remember, just like business skills, people skills and flirting skills can be learned too. Join me again tomorrow on It's a Beautiful Day. Love you.
Marami natutunan dyan, ah.
You know,
What's your favorite?
This is like the saying, people don't really remember what you say, they remember how you make them feel.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Right? So it's very important that you make them feel seen, you make them feel safe, right?
Yeah.
And there's a reward. In return, they will like you more.
Yeah.
Galing, no?
Exactly.
100%. And ako naman, I'm just really happy that I demonstrated sa audience natin what not to do. Okay? So guys, don't hold things for more than 1 second. Alright? Yung hands nyo, baba nyo na rin. Yung eyebrows nyo, baba nyo.
Baba niyo din.
Tapos yung smile, mga 1 second lang. Hindi ka na palagi.
Because that's too much warm.
That's too much warm.
Too much warm.
Masyado na mainit, guys.
Yeah.
Alright?
Kanina nga when you said hands up ako like,
Nandyan ka lang eh. Nag-raise the roof na siya eh. Batang
Hands up.
80s. No, di ba? 80s ba? Or pwede 90s. 90s na naman.
Grabe to.
Boss Danny I, hello.
Which of the tip do you think you can use immediately?
No, I
in your
think immediately
life? Yeah.
the three words, the
Words.
listening. Simply because it
Galing mo,
is
Aden.
because the nice thing about it is that a lot of people can talk, but not a lot of people listen. Yeah, guys, makinig naman tayo.
Yeah. How about you, Anne? What's your favorite of all
I like
five?
the pause tip.
The pause.
The pausing.
Ooh.
You know, because I worked in radio for the longest time, so pausing is scary
Yeah,
for me.
yeah.
That
Dead air.
moment of
Quiet,
silence. Yeah,
yes.
kasi bawal ang dead air.
Yeah.
I mean, I was in radio for 15 years, so yung training ko, no dead air, no
Yes,
silence.
diba?
So sometimes I don't pause.
You know,
So I'm just panicking to answer at once.
Yeah.
So I should learn how to do that, to pause for a second or two.
Buti lang,
Creates more
buti
impact.
lang I listened well eh. Kasi if I didn't listen well, I would have thought that she said competence pose. Baka may pose yun.
Competence pose.
Competence pose. Well,
Actually,
pause pala.
pause,
So you take your time.
yes.
Wag kang gumanito.
Yeah.
Alright? This is the competence pose.
Okay na yung ganito. Kasi
There, They're actually body language hacks, but that's for the next episodes of Love Hacks.
I think the pose also works.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
your posture and the way you carry yourself, right?
You can be super warm or you could be competent just by the way you hold your body.
Okay. But again, Coach V, maraming salamat. We really
My pleasure.
appreciate you.
Thank you.
This was very active today. I did not expect that. But that is it for us. This is Monday, February 24. Ako po si Paolo del Rosario. Mo will be with us next time around. Thank you very much for joining us.
I'm Anne Asis-Carilo. Wherever this day takes you, remember to choose joy, spread kindness, and bring your own sunshine. Join us again tomorrow at 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. only here on
It's a Beautiful Day!